Are you scratching your head wondering why you can't get your team to duplicate? Now, even if you haven't got a team right now, what I'm going to share with you will be very, very useful because I'm guessing you don't want to stay at zero. One day you'll have a team, right? So this will be very useful for you to use. And especially if you have an existing team and they were like, I'm going to be a number one income earner, I'm going to change the world. And then it's like nothing. You're like, what went wrong? Did I do something wrong? Maybe you did without realizing it. I know I made this mistake. So learn from my mistake to get better duplication in the network marketing team that you're in. So here's what often happens when we sign somebody up. We feel responsible, right? We're the one that presented, or they clicked on our link and now they're our baby, right? They're our child. We've got to nurture them and protect them and look out for them. Think about this though. Or if you're a parent, right? And if you're going to become a parent, think about what you would want to happen. Do you want your child as they grow older to need you, to be dependent on you? Or do you want them to want to have a relationship with you, but be self-sufficient and happy that they can take care of themselves, they're confident? It's the latter, right? Talking to my daughter this morning when I was taking her to school, we moved house recently, so it's quite a long commute now, which is really great because we're getting a nice little long chats there in the car. And I said, like my number one objective isn't for you to be dependent on me. She was observing some behavior from some of the kids at school. I said, as much as I would love for you to need me forever as a parent, right? Stay protected, stay in the house, stay in your bedroom forever, right? Like live under this roof. That's not fair. I want you to be self-sufficient, to be confident, to be happy, to make your own strike in the world, and then still come visit your mum and dad because you want to. And this is the same way that you've got to be with a team member. You're going to jump on the phone with them because you're going to feel that you need to, and you're going to have like a 2-hour heart-to-heart conversation with them. And that's okay, I guess, but that's going to happen consistently. This is what happens, and I see this all the time. I'm going to phone call every week with you, every day with you if you need me to, right? I'm going to always be on Zoom, or let's talk about your goals again. Let's talk about the problems you're facing again, right? And we give all this time to usually a smallish number of people. It's not sustainable, right? It isn't sustainable. And you may say, yeah, but Richard, that's the best chance of getting that person to take action. It isn't. It's killing your duplication, and here's why. You put the phone down or you click away from the Zoom call and you go, oh, brilliant. Inspired that person, help them with their problems. They're definitely going to go and put that plan into action now. They're going to invite people. They're going to present to people. They're going to go out there and kill it in this business, right? They're going to take action today. What happens is on the other side of the call, your team member puts the phone down or clicks away from the Zoom link and says, well, I'm kind of tired today. That 2-hour conversation, man, that was quite heavy. And to be honest, like I've worked on my business for 2 hours today. So I think, someday next week, maybe I'll put this plan into action, right? Not today. I'm a little bit tired. I've done lots of work already. And you actually distance this person from taking the very action required to get results because they feel like they're working and you're playing a part in that. You're actually assisting them to replace inviting, presenting, getting traffic to websites, all the good stuff. You're actually assisting them to replace that with endless conversations with you. Meanwhile, you start to get sick and tired of network marketing. This is terrible. It doesn't work. My team is shrinking because your own personal numbers dive. I backed myself into a corner when I first started building a team, making calls, carrying everybody's weight, everybody's load. And what happened was about 5 or 6 months into building a team, 7 p.m. one evening, I decided to turn my phone off. Message, question, can I talk to you? Phone call. I was like, oh, enough is enough. I need a break. 6 months constantly of this crap. I need a rest. So I turned the phone off at 7 p.m., had a best night's sleep for ages, turned it back on at 11 a.m. Guess what was on the phone? A bunch of abuse and questions and problems. I was like, oh my goodness, I feel like the busiest secretary or PA in the world. This is not what I came into this business to become. So what I realized was, and here's the change you can make, you've got to be more assertive and more protective over your time, and you've got to think like a parent. Your number one objective isn't to make that person dependent on you so you can control everything they do it my way. Your number one objective is to assist that person to do as well or better than you by providing some basic tactics and an environment, a culture that cultivates their own dependency, their own action. Your company already has a support line. They can ask questions 90% of them can be found on a FAQ section, or they can call somebody in your company and they're going to say, oh, the thing you're looking for is here. So I would say on my one and only phone call to my team member, I would say, listen, if you call me and I can find the answer through either Google, YouTube, or through the support line, that's the last time I'm answering your call. I want to see you win. So I want you to be as self-sufficient as possible. And also, I want to see me win too, as does my family. Anytime I pick up that phone, that's taking me away from building my business, finding new ways to help us all build better, and perhaps even a quality time with my family. So can you see how if I kept calling you for things that you could just go Google or pick up a phone, it's not offensive, but it is now you know about it. So please don't do that. Now, if you have a question that you can't find the answer to, it's to do with marketing, it's to do with tactics, it's to do with an issue that you just can't solve, I am all ears, I'm here to help. That's number one. Google it for yourself, YouTube it for yourself, call the support line. That's part of your fee is paid for that support. Number two, now that we've been through your goals and now that we've got a basic plan in place, don't call me until you've accomplished the targets that we've set. So I would say, let's say for someone, I might say to them, right, you've got to show 20 presentations through a sales funnel or whatever method they're using, right? 20 views of that presentation, then we'll make some amendments. So if that person calls me up, I'm having a bad day, I'm like, listen, my answer is still the same. My answer is still the same tactics. We went through your problems before, we went through your lifestyle before, we went through your goals before. Those aren't changing. We went through the tactics. None of that's changed. The only thing that's changed is you want to procrastinate, and I'm not going to assist that. So when you've shown the 20 presentations, then come back to me. Even if they were like really, really nervous, it might just be 20 invitations. It might just be 5. Whatever you feel is appropriate for that person's current level of confidence and ability, right? Some people, you don't even need to call them at all. They take the system you're using, boom, they go and put a bunch of people in. That's only going to happen if, what's that phrase? People can't tread in your footprints, follow your footsteps until you get your own feet out the way. So stop trying to control everything. Stop thinking that you need to like father these people in a like a protective way. Let them get out there, set the targets, let them get their knees bloody a little bit, let them fall over a few times, and then you can make amendments. Like you can't fix somebody's technique if you don't see them run or you don't see them throw the ball, right? Fix my technique. Okay, do a few laps for me, throw the ball. Let me see how it looks. I don't want to do that. I want to talk about my problems. Well, until I see it, I can't really tell if, you know what I mean? It just wouldn't make sense, right? You need to go and get on the field before you can make those amendments. So that is a huge tip for you to help duplication. It's going to free up a whole bunch of wasted time for you and your team members. It's going to set an appropriate culture, that it's an action-based team that they're in, not a pat the back and rub the belly kind of team that they're in. It also trains them to treat you respectfully, know that you're there to support them, but also know that their aim and to empower them is to look after themselves, is to use the resources available, and ultimately make the changes and improvements in their life that they came to you for. That's what our responsibility is to our team members. Assist them in improving their life. And we both know the best way for someone to do that is to be self-sufficient, confident, and learn how to do that for themselves. It's like if you want to learn how to drive, you don't drive somebody around as a passenger all day, every day. They're going to learn nothing. So hopefully that was useful. If you're making that mistake, I understand it. It's very ethical of you to want to look after them, but let's cut that out right now. And if you're building a team, we can set these standards right from the start to help you avoid that trap that I put myself into. If you are a subscriber, I will see you on the next one. If you feel like you have team members that will benefit from this, by all means, I don't promote a network marketing company, so you are safe to invite and share whoever you want to show this video, your team, whoever it may be. It may even explain your new approach to them. They're like, oh, now it makes sense. I understand that you actually care more. And what was I going to say? Resource. Oh yeah, if you want to see an overview of my approach, when I first started network marketing, I was terrible. I went 328 no's in a row. I then went on to sponsor over 700 people. I think it was 770 some, 780, something like that. If you want to know what changes I made to make that happen, happy to share that with you in a web class that's on this week. You can go to www.authoritynetworker.com/YouTube and you can register for free for that web class. and I'll share those tips and tactics with you. No cost, that's on me. As always, go create a day in a life that counts. Always have more desires than excuses. I'll catch you on the next one. Like I said, if you're a subscriber, have a fantastic day. And if you have a question, if you found this was useful, by all means, stick it in the comments. I'm happy to help. Bye for now.